Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Business Growth and Entrepreneur Podcast. I am Bill, the company's expert, and today let's talk about Amazon. Let's talk about Amazon's rise and fall. And I mean that in terms of its quality, its ability to meet customers' wants and needs. Now, this episode is purely based on my own anecdotal experiences with Amazon. It's not any kind of in-depth business study. However, you may have your own experiences with Amazon, and as such, you might be interested in this. So let's dive into it. Let's talk about the rise of Amazon. Now, I have been around for a while, and I've been around since the beginning of Amazon, and I've been using them for many, many, many years. And I noticed early on at how they had a very high quality customer experience. They had a very quality oriented business. Their founder, Jeff Bezos, was in charge, and, they just did things right. And that's really what propelled them to the top of the heap when it came to online stores, because if you could get something at Amazon, you got it from Amazon. And this is because, most places where you order stuff online 20 years ago, they were not very good. You usually had bad experiences. You had issues with shipping. You had issues with the cost of shipping. You had issues with the product itself. And all the time, these companies would give you a runaround. They weren't really interested in your experience or your satisfaction. They were just in it to make a quick buck, and they made so many mistakes. They usually screwed up the entire order more often than not. And that was the typical experience ordering things online. Certainly it was mine. And then Amazon came along, and for the first time ever, you had some real confidence in ordering products and services online. And this was because Amazon, they seemed to actually care about the quality of their business and the quality of their customer service. All of a sudden it became like, look, very little things, typically went wrong. And when they did, Amazon's attitude was, don't worry about it. We will take care of everything. And if you're not satisfied, just say so and we'll refund your money and you don't have to worry about it. And that really won a lot of people over. They put their money where their mouth was and they really delivered. And for that reason, they became the default store for a lot of people online. If you were buying something online, you'd go to Amazon because it just worked. That was the way it worked. Now, then you get to the modern era, and this is what I refer to in this episode as the fall of Amazon, because I don't know about you, but I have noticed over the last few years, there's been a noticeable decline in quality from Amazon. And I believe that the factor driving this, it seems to be the fact that Amazon is increasingly using third-party suppliers or sellers, okay? And they seem to have just opened the floodgates on all these companies that could come in and sell their products within Amazon. And I think that partly this is because of the rise of drop shipping. A lot of people are starting online sellers that are sort of virtual. And, a lot of them are in it to make a quick buck. They're not really in it to provide a great product or service. And it shows. You get product descriptions that are wrong. You get gray market sellers selling gray market products under the Amazon umbrella, and a lot of other issues. Now, I can't help but notice a pattern here. And that is that once the original founder and driving force behind a company has left the company, if it's been tremendously successful, the pattern seems to be that that person is then replaced with a group of lesser people that they don't seem to understand the source of value that caused that business to be a big deal in the first place. And they end up, it's almost like opening the doors and letting in the accountants. They seem to care more about quarterly financial results than they care about other metrics like customer satisfaction. And that's usually the beginning of the end. We saw this with Microsoft. We then saw this with Apple. Now it seems like the pattern's repeating, and we're seeing it with Amazon. In all cases, the original founder left and they were replaced with lesser people that manage the company down to a cost. And as a result, they are no longer relevant. They are no longer trailblazing. They may be profitable, but they're no longer innovative, and they're no longer the bright center of their respective industry. Now, this is just my opinion based on my anecdotal experiences, so I could be wrong. Let me know in the comments what you think if you would describe Amazon this way, because ever since Jeff Bezos left the sort of day-to-day operations, I've noticed that the way Amazon operates, certainly in all my dealings with them, has gone noticeably downhill. And I'd put that to you. But there's good news, and the good news is that dissatisfaction leads to opportunity, okay? Amazon certainly has economies of scale, and it has almost monopoly power in some areas, and that's going to sustain it for a little while. However, if dissatisfaction is brewing, if customer loyalty is declining, then I predict, as is the trend, that after a period where economies of scale, monopoly power can keep it successful and keep it at the scale it is, there's room for opportunity for someone else to come in, and the customers will no longer be loyal to Amazon. They will try it out, and if it's good, they will adopt it. That's my prediction. Let me know what you think. Thank you very much for listening. I hope you will join me again on the Business Growth and Entrepreneur podcast. Take care.